Okay, the time is now 8:12. I'd like to call this special Board of Selectmen meeting to order on May 6th. Ask you to call it to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Roll call. Kevin Cunningham.
Maggie Boring.
New business. Consider an act on adding possible adjustments to the Town of Plainfield 2025-26 budget. I'm sorry, but I'm going to go back. I apologize. I'll approve the meeting minutes from the Special Board of Selectmen meeting from February 4/29/25.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Now we go on to new business, which is consider an act on adding possible adjustments to the Town of Plainfield 2025-26 budget. Does anybody have anything that they'd like to add into for possible cuts? I pulled up a list of items. Bear with me so I can get it.
What did they say, 290?
290. So as they are speaking of the 290,000, I put together a list of possible cuts. We started working on this a week or so ago, and we've been adding to it. So what you see in front of you is a list that includes possible expenditure cuts to buildings for the I'll go through if you don't mind. I'll go through each one. The buildings is for the employee that we were going to be hiring for the maintenance group. We would instead share that responsibility with the current maintenance group to take care of the ECC building while it's still there. Highway, we were going to hire a new employee there. HR is shared because I was able to work something out with Nikon where they would have an HR person coming in. So instead of what we had in the line item for $80,000, we would save $25,000. They would be charging us $55,000. At the senior center, there's a part-time staff that we would be cutting that position. We would be cutting postage, $6,000, library, $10,000, United Services, $3,000, project PIN, $1,000, town buildings for repairs, $10,000, police red dot sites, $10,500, legal notices, $2,500, police sergeant position, $15,000. We are talking planning supplies, $300, planning vehicle maintenance, $1,000. MS4, instead of $25,000, bring it down to $20,000, so there's a $5,000 savings there. Economic development supplies, $600. Animal control vet, reduction of $5,000. Recreation summer program, $25,000. EDC marketing, $3,000. Legal, $30,000. Police pension, $100,000. Contingency, $30,000. Fireworks, $12,000. IT savings, because we were looking to go to another company, $25,000. And there's affordable housing, which has to be added back in. We were told this after we put our budget together. Those numbers there represent what we initially put in for the budget for an increase of $1,017,429. What you see is a list representing $453,363. I would ask that you consider going through those and make up a number which we have as 290. First of all, I just want to say that I do appreciate all the work that the Board of Finance went to do and put this in front of the public. I also appreciate the fact that when we had a meeting with all the department heads that they were offering up some things that we could utilize to make some cuts if need be. I think like any other group, it's not easy. We have to just follow what we have from the Board of Finance, so just see if we can get a passage of a 1.3 mil increase. Do you want to go through them one at a time and try to add them up?
What is MS4?
MS4 is it's a new statute from the state of Connecticut. It came out a few years ago. Every town is required to follow the water runoff from a project to make sure it runs off clean. So they have to go through all those for the current ones and then anything new. So when a new project comes in front of P&Z, they usually say, over wetlands, so you go through the MS4 and make sure that it works properly. So,
We can afford to cut $5,000 for that?
for this year. notice over there on the right-hand column that I also put things in there in case need be. It was a thought that we are taking at this point, what, 1.2 million out of the fund balance, so that we wouldn't incur more money. So if you take a look at the last page of your budget, you'll see that there's a fund balance section there. That also takes money from the fund balance as we do annually. My suggestion would be to make some cuts there as well. And those are the items that I would suggest to cut, because that reduces the amount of money that you're taking from the fund balance and therefore leaves it in. Well, let's do the first thing, which is the 290.
The IT savings is okay?
Yeah, we're
You're
fine.
fine with that?
Yeah,
Police pension, you're okay?
I think that for this time it would be okay, because we cut $100,000 this year. We talked about that, and spreading that out in a couple of years, it would be appropriate.
So it was 600, something.
744, and I think you heard what Kelly said before. It's $290,000 is for the catch-up, and then the rest of it is 446 approximately for what it would normally be for next year,
So 290 would be the catch-up part?
For current year.
for current year. So in other words, we voted for that budget, for that contract, and of that, we didn't have enough money for their pension for this year. So that, therefore, that 290 is what we need to do the catch-up with.
How many months are we looking to, how many years are we looking to do that 290 over?
Just one.
So if we cut 100,000, that means we're going to put 190 in now?
I don't get
In
it.
other words, instead of 744, it would be 644.
Yeah, normally it'd be like 460,000 a year.
Right, but we have to pay catch-up.
Yeah, that's the 290,000. One-time payment, 290. Then you're fulfilled your requirement for fiscal year 2025.
Right, so can we cut that in half? The 1 year, one half this year, half next
I
year?
think it would be appropriate to do 100,000. What if this budget doesn't pass? Then you can come back for another 50,000. That would be the half.
I still think we could do it in 2 years. Unless you guys plan on retiring.
So if you want to put 150 in there and the budget doesn't pass, where do you go?
I would still go 100, I would,
By the way, this was a suggestion from the chief.
I believe you. And I think you should split that in half over a 2-year period.
Well, it is. I mean, we're splitting,
290,000 in half.
well, I think we can catch up to it next year, the second half. Or maybe you can go a third year, but at least this is a start and helps us out.
All right, go through them.
So if you took the first 4 items, 5 items, I believe, the postage too. All the way to the police pension, 100,000. And something with the fireworks we had, 290.
I don't think we should take it from the library.
No, I didn't say library. I said up to the postage. Buildings, the new position, buildings, highway new position, HR shared, which is the senior staff position, part-time postage. Legal notices, these are ones I marked as doable. Legal notices, planning supplies, planning vehicle, MS4. EDC, that's only 600 says that. The recreation summer is definitely a given, right? Because we get a
I
grant
think
for
there's a
that.
grant that might be available for that.
So that's that. IT savings, that's 50,000 right there. HR shared is definite, that's 75,000. And those 2 positions is almost a notice. And pension, yeah. That would be plus 200,000 would be 295. If you took buildings position, highway position, HR shared, the recreation summer, the IT savings, and the police pension, that's on 295. Roughly, I'm not having the extra.
Let's get a proper calculation and go from there. got 295,556.
295,556.80.
Which one was the top one?
Yeah,
I think we can round that,
Yeah, I did.
make it 205.
And that's just cutting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. Correct?
So say that again, Rick?
This buildings,
Yeah.
highway, new
Yeah.
hire, HR shared,
Mhm.
down to recreation, SARM, police pension, and the IT savings. Because the IT savings, the recreation, SARM, and the HR shared, they're probably given cuts anyway. The shared because he did it through MECOG, the HR. And the IT savings is,
So you can drop down the pension down to 94,444. And just redo the numbers and make sure of that.
So if we share the services with NECOG, what does that do for Kelly?
It offers an opportunity for us to have a full-time, not full-time, but a person for HR directly. It's pretty much overwhelming at this time for HR and to keep up with all the payroll stuff and all of the other, you take care of all the accounts, all the funding that comes in, all of the
Grants.
grants.
All the revenue that comes in comes through our department, all the payments. go
Sometimes
out
it's
through
very
our department,
overwhelming.
all the payroll, all the pension, WPCA, you know.
So $9,444 from pension. I'm sorry, $94,444.
440 pension, 700,000.
And that rounds up to the 290 as requested.
Yep.
Just make sure, take a look at the others, line items in there, make sure we're all good. I'm really hoping that we can make this cut and still have a passed budget, but we have to understand that this is probably our starting list if we have to go back.
Yeah. You want a motion?
Yes, please.
I'll make a motion that we reduce our budget by $290,000. You want the items?
Yes, please.
Taking out buildings at $54,204. Highway new hire at $66,352. HR shared at $25,000. Recreation summer at $25,000. IT savings at $25,000. And police pension at $94,444.
Have a motion
And I'll second it.
and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say, oh, hold on one second. Affordable housing, we have to add that back in.
Okay, add that in, so then take 15,000 out of contingency.
Yep.
No, yeah.
For the members of the public that were asked, affordable housing was something that came to us way later after the budget was already presented to the public. And it's required to have affordable housing planning going. So it's a $15,000 cost. So because we wanted to make sure we get everything in for this year, we're asking to put it back into the budget, put it into the budget. So therefore, we're requesting to take instead $15,000 out of contingency to offset that.
I'll amend my motion to include contingency at $15,000
And add in affordable.
and adding affordable housing at $15,000.
And I'll second it.
Any other discussion? Make sure we don't miss anything there. say aye. Aye. Thank you. Did we want to discuss anything with the fund balance at this time, or we just hold on to it? I think we're good?
Until everything gets passed.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I do appreciate the input, so thank you very much. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Thank you. 8:29.